The Dot Experiment is here for all your tech, all your software problems, whether it's the storage full, your laptop won't boot, or you're just tired of your current setup, or you're just looking for tech support. The Dot Experiment is the only way to go. Call them today, 404-259-1343, or you can email them at support@thedotexperiment.com for a free consultation. Don't waste your money buying tech stuff and tech software that you don't understand and don't know how to use. Contact the Dot Experiment, the professionals in fixing all your stuff, man. So before you buy that cell phone, before you get that computer, contact the Dot Experiment. It's the only way to go. I'm telling you, that's how we rolling over here.
Give it to me, do it to me, give it to me. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. The way you make me.
Do you like music like this? That's right, I'm asking you. Do you like music like this? Then why have you not been to Sophisticated Saturday as yet? That's right, each and every third Saturday of the month, we call it Sophisticated Saturdays. Where we keep it at? Caribbeanlifetv Studios. 6254 Memorial Drive is the only place to be each and every third Saturday of the month. So if you want to celebrate your birthday, if you just want to come hang out and have some fun with grown people having big fun, Sophisticated Saturdays is the only place to be. It's brought to you by yours truly, DJ Reds, and my boy, Mr. B. Sophisticated Saturdays, every third Saturday of the month, 6254 Memorial Drive is where the grown people go and have good, clean fun. Every third Saturday of the month, man. The way you make me feel, I'm just going to have fun. I'll see you there, Sophisticated Saturdays. I got you. It's all about Caribbean International Shipping. That's right. Do you need more information on shipping your items to the U.S., Southeast region, or to the Caribbean? Have you ever heard of Caribbean International Shipping? You shop, they pack, and ship. They also offer residential pickup services. Support our business, like, share, and call. For your barrel shippings, let us know. The number to call is 470-718-9675 on WhatsApp or 770-323-1111. Caribbean International Shipping, the only way to send your stuff to the islands. Lawrence Prescott Photography. I'm smiling, I'm laughing because, God, I know what I'm talking about. Lawrence Prescott Photography. That's the only person you need to call when you're ready to take your pictures. You want those pictures to come out right. You want those pictures to last forever. You want your best picture taken? Lawrence Prescott Photography. He does private events, in studio also, and outdoor photography if you need. Photography is what Lawrence Prescott does, and he's really good at it. Trust me. And also, when you want to get that video done, any type of videography production, he got you. He does short films, movies, any type of videos as well. Lawrence Prescott got you at anything that you really need. So make sure you give him a call. His phone number, and I'm going to say it slow for you, it's 404-218-1234. Did you get that? 404-218-1234. Lawrence Prescott Photography. Yo, my brethren, big up.
Was pregnant in jail. I thought I was going to have a baby and the baby would never be with me, but I was acquitted a month and 3 days before Tupac was born. I was real happy because I had a son.
When I was young, me and my mama had beef, 17 years old, kicked out on the streets. Though back at the time, I never thought I'd see her face. Ain't a woman alive that could take my mama's place. Suspended from school, I'm scared to go home. I was a fool with the big boys, breaking all the rules. Shed tears with my baby sister. Over the years, we was poor than other little kids. And even though we had different daddies, we the same drama. When things went wrong, we blame mama. I reminisce on the stress I caused. It was hell, hugging on my mama from a jail cell. And who thinking elementary? Hey, I see the penitentiary one day, running from the police. That's right. Mama catch me, put a whooping to my backside. And even as a crack fiend, mama, you always was a black queen, mama. I finally understand for a woman it ain't easy trying to raise a man. You always was committed, a poor single mother on welfare. Tell me how you did it, there's no way I can pay you back. But the plan is to show you that I understand. You all appreciate it.
Don't you know we love you, sweet
Dear mama,
place no one above you,
you all appreciate it.
Don't you know we love you?
Hello,
Hello, and welcome to Just a Thought. I'm your host, Just a Thought Jeff, and today we are honoring our mothers. As much as I would love to give all the moms chocolates, flowers, or a card, today I will be providing gifts to all the moms in a different way, through words of affirmation and appreciation, and a gift to the men listening, a gift of understanding, perspective, and hopefully we can nurture and improve upon those relationships. When we get into the subject, you will discover that mothers have a lot more on their plate than we thought. And so we're going to bring some of that to light today. But today we do not just want to celebrate Mother's Day, but to reflect on the profound impact our mothers have on our lives. Mothers are the bedrock of our families, the ones who nurture us, guide us, and love us unconditionally. They are the architects of our character, the ones who shape us into the people we are today, and they are the ones who hold us close when we fall and lift us up when we stumble. They're the ones who celebrate our triumphs and stands by our side in our darkest hours. Today, we say thank you. Thank you for the countless sacrifices you have made for us. Thank you for the late night feedings, the endless loads of laundry, the countless hours spent driving us to practice, and the countless meals cooked with love. Thank you for your patience, your wisdom, and your unwavering support. Thank you for being our first teachers, our greatest role models, and our eternal guides. But being a mother is not just about love and support. It is also about accountability. Mothers, we hold you accountable for the lessons you have instilled in us. We are accountable to carry those lessons forward, to be the best versions of ourselves, and to pass those lessons on to the next generation. We are accountable to honor your sacrifices and to make you proud every day. As our mother gets older, it is our turn to take care of them. We must treat them with the same love and respect they showed us, and perhaps even with greater compassion. We should ensure they have the care they need, the companionship they desire, and the dignity they deserve. We should listen to their stories, cherish their wisdom, and hold their hands as they navigate the challenges of aging. When our mothers pass, they leave behind a lasting legacy. They're the ones who lit the way, who guided our steps, and who shaped our character. Their love, their wisdom, and their example will live on in us and live in all the lives of those we touch. Their spirit will endure in the lives they enriched, the hearts they touched, and the changes they inspired. To the mothers who have lost sight of their responsibilities, we say wake up. Wake up to the power you have to shape lives, to make a difference, and to leave a legacy. Your children are watching, and they will carry forward the lessons you teach them for better or for worse. So be the mother you wish to be, for your sake and for the sake of those you love. So this weekend, let us celebrate Mother's Day, not just as a day to honor our mothers, but as a day to reaffirm the bonds of love and respect between generations. Let us pledge to be the best versions of ourselves, to carry our mothers' lessons forward, and to honor their memory by living lives of purpose and meaning. Let us remember that every day is a gift, and that the greatest gift we can ever give our mother is our love, our gratitude, and our commitment to be the best people we possibly can be. So with that said, happy Mother's Day. Before we get into our topic today, I want to throw out a couple shouts out to some people who help Just a Thought on a daily basis. The first people I want to mention is the crew and staff over at CLTV who keeps things going 24/7, 365. I appreciate all the kind words, all the helpful advice, and please be sure to check out some of the other programming on the station. It's sure to enrich your life. The other person I want to throw a shout out to is a good friend of mine, Kevin Scott, webmaster extraordinaire. Kevin designs top-level web solutions for businesses big and small. He helps businesses expand their reach within their markets and have elevated many businesses in the digital world. If you are in need of website solutions, you can always check out my website at www.jeffreyspeaksusa.com. That's Jeffrey, R-E-Y, speaksusa.com, and see what he has been able to do for me. And if you like what you saw, You can email him at freelancewebdesignguy@gmail.com. That's freelancewebdesignguy@gmail.com. Another mention or shout out that I want to throw out today goes out to Neville Designs. If you're in need of a logo creation, flyers, announcements, or interior design consulting, this is a person you need to reach out to. Nevaeh Alexander is the owner and proprietor. She has an awesome gift of putting together colors, patterns, and designs, and she does it so seamlessly and fast. If you are planning graduation parties, weddings, or any occasion, keep Neville Designs in mind. You can find her on Instagram at Neville Designs. That's Nevale Designs on Instagram. She's actually here in the studio today selling Mother's Day baskets. If you hate the mall and the crowds like I do, you should stop by and purchase a basket today. It has the nice oils, the lotions, and all the things moms love. So again, be sure to check out Neville Designs on Instagram or stop out today. Today, I want to take a look at some of the challenges that mothers face in the world today. And this portion of the program is really geared towards the guys so that you guys can have some understanding and perspective on what moms actually go through. Moms everywhere are lonely, they're exhausted and anxious, depressed, and being pushed to their limits. Many times women are labeled by their mood and defined by their symptoms rather than looking at the root cause of why some women continue to experience emotional crisis as they navigate through motherhood. Hormones are often to blame for the decrease in the well-being of women. Most of the mental health crises we hear about result from society's gender expectations and responses to motherhood. One of the things that mothers deal with is mom guilt. The universal theme of motherhood, mom guilt, starts even before she's pregnant. For example, a family member might ask her, when are you going to have a child? That plants a seed in her head that the expectation is that she needs to have a child sooner rather than later. She receives advice on what she should and should not do during her pregnancy. That guilt grows worse as friends and family and the media tell her what kind of mother she's expected to be. And then once the baby is born, she begins second guessing and ongoing regret for not being the perfect mother, and eventually it begins to eat away at her. Some things that she might be guilted into, for example, choosing to breastfeed or not getting into the best daycare or the best programs in general. She feels guilt as the child grows. They find new ways to feel guilty. She feels guilty about not spending enough time with the child or spending too much time with the child. That's why every personality flaw, bad behavior, or negative outcome, they blame themselves. Another thing that moms deal with is sleep deprivation. Most mothers deal with exhaustion pretty much all day, every day. Once a child is born, they face interrupted sleep basically from day one for the rest of their lives. And as the child approaches teen years or even older, they can't fall asleep, busy worrying about you or me. And basically, because of the love that they have for us, their lack of sleep is not that important to them, but the safety and you getting home in one piece is what matters to them. So I was listening to a lady talk the other day about giving or allowing her child to use the car for the first time. The child was 16, wanted to take some friends out. They were going to the movies or what have you. And as much as the mother didn't want to give the child the car, she did. And she sat on pins and needles until the child returned home. So moms carry that worry gene with them no matter where they go. Another challenge that moms have is balancing family and work. Employers and culture in general expect women to raise families as if they don't have careers and work as if they don't have children. These clashing expectations take a toll on her, which is why she's always stressed out and sometimes cranky. So let's take a look at this piece just for a moment. So a woman who works outside of the home is expected to not really be tied in with the family. She's going to be expected to work late. However, she still has responsibilities at home. And, she puts her family first, but she also has to put money in her pocket and food on the table. And we as guys, sometimes we slip into the mindset that even though she works, we expect her to have our meals done or clothes washed or things like that. Guys, I'm reaching out to you, and one gift that I'm trying to give you is to be mindful for all of the stresses that she takes on. So when you look at the balance of family and work, coupled with the fact that she's dealing with sleep deprivation and also with mom guilt, that's enough to overwhelm anybody. Mothers are also 9 times out of 10 the primary caregiver. When the kid gets sick, she's the one that jumps in and tries to nurse the child to health. And if she doesn't exactly know what to do or how to do it, basically what she does is she sets up the doctor's appointment, takes the child to the doctor and follows the instructions that the doctor gives her to nurse us back to health. Another thing that she takes on is being the caregiver for a parent. So imagine her having to take care of a household, take care of the kids, be present for her spouse, boyfriend, or whoever, and then add the responsibility of taking on a mother or a father who's aging, who's sick. So she's got to remember not only the schedule of her own house, but she has to, remember when mom or dad needs to take their medication. She's got to remember when to take them to appointments, physical therapy, or what have you. So she carries a lot of that on her plate. And she does all this out of love. And the sad part is she does it from the standpoint of being unpaid. The other thing that she is dealing with is the glass ceiling. Moms who work outside the house oftentimes face a number of barriers and downright discrimination when it comes to employment. Not only do women earn less than their male counterparts, most businesses are led by men who reward men with a clearer path to promotions and upward mobility. So just imagine you're working side by side with a woman who has kids and a family at home. She does great work on the job, and a lot of times she's passed over for a promotion just because of being a mother, just because of those responsibilities. And if she's dedicated to her career or to her job and she wants to, show excellence in her work, and then she gets passed over for a promotion or more money or a better opportunity, that weighs on her heart quite a bit. Moms are being passed over for promotions and not being considered for opportunities because they have kids. This is why that ceiling still exists today. Another issue that women deal with is violence, and I want to share some stats with you that I found, and I thought it was kind of interesting to kind of see this. So when it comes to violence, 1 out of 4 U.S. women have experienced some form of violence from a partner at some point in her life. 2 out of 3 children are exposed to trauma and violence. 1 out of 5 tweens knows a victim of dating violence. And 2 out of 5 women are sexually assaulted on college campuses. So let me go back for a minute. 1 out of 4. So if you are in a situation where there is some domestic violence going on from the lady's standpoint, please find a way to get out of that situation, especially if you are a mother. And to the men who may be inflicting the domestic violence, let's take a step back, guys, and figure out what is pushing our buttons that we inflict pain on the woman that we're supposed to love. It's not acceptable, but I'm not here to judge, and I know sometimes escalates to a point where, it gets out of control. But let's be mindful and show a little bit more compassion, respect, and love to the women that carry your children. The fact that 2 out of 3 children are exposed to some traumatic violence or drama or grown folks' business, in other words, lets me know that as moms and dads and as adults, we want to shield our kids away from that type of behavior. In other words, let the kids be kids as long as they possibly can. Too many of our children are living in grown folks' situations as early as the age of 5, 6, 7. I see it all the time with kids, you know, with the attitudes and with the mouth and with the language towards adults that definitely wouldn't have flew when I was a child. I grew up in a time where it was yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. And our actions really reflected the teachings of our mothers and fathers. So please be mindful that if you are in a situation where the conversation turns into an argument or if it escalates, please make sure to remove the children from the room. They don't need to be exposed to that stuff, and those are not the examples that we want to put in their head, because we talked about last week about childhood trauma. Every time they see mom and dad fight, they may not say anything, but their little brains are just like video recorders, are recording the scene, the smells, the words that were used, and the actions that follow. So let's please keep our eyes open to that and help our children be more healthy as they grow. The 1 out of 5 tweens who've seen dating violence, that's crazy to me, because, again, our kids are growing up faster than I did. I can't speak for you guys, but they see a lot more adult situations. They see a lot more adult situations than, you know, we had seen. 2 out of 5 women are sexually assaulted on college campuses. College campuses should be a place for higher education and getting that degree and setting yourself up for life. But what's funny is that women are facing these violences at a place of higher learning. So if you have a daughter or if you are a person on a college campus and you go to a party, number one, don't set your drink down. Guys are putting things in drinks and you end up, you know, unconscious and in a situation that could potentially cause you harm. Make sure to travel when you're on these college campuses. Bring a buddy with you. Don't go alone. And if you happen to go out at night, you know, make sure you have mace or a whistle or something to bring awareness in case you are running into a situation that, you know, may put you in harm's way. So violence against women is another thing that they deal with. And even if they are victims of a violent situation, just because it may have happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago, it doesn't mean that it's not in her mind. In fact, it kind of shapes how she moves moving forward. So if you are, guys, if you're involved with a woman who has experienced something like this, have some compassion. Give her a platform to be able to speak and talk about what she experienced, only if she wants to. And try not to mansplain and give her all this extra advice, but, you know, be an ear, be loving, and help her to heal and get to a better place overall. Another thing that women deal with is the self-worth and the body image thing. If you look at media, the one lady that comes to mind is Sierra, Russell Wilson's wife. Seems like every time I see she's having a baby, and then it seems like weeks later her body bounces back to the original form. The one thing that I hear women compare themselves to is other women and how their bodies look, especially after having a child. Now, I've had the opportunity to see all 3 of my boys born, and from a guy's perspective, even though she was the one giving birth, I was the one asking for the drugs, because there's no way that I could possibly go through that. I didn't pass out, but I wanted to. So with these images that you see on social media, on the internet, about these women that shed off those pounds immediately, women, please don't get into that space. Your body is a incubator for human life. It's a house for a child for about 40 weeks, and if you don't bounce back, you will. It may take a little bit of work, but try to get out of that space of comparing yourself to what other women are going through. These images make women, though, feel like a failure. They feel fat. They feel ugly. And they basically compete against other moms. It takes me back to a time when my children were in preschool, early fives. I was a very hands-on dad, so it wasn't a problem for me to, go pick the kids up from school, be at the functions, be the room dad, and contribute any way that I could. But the one thing that I always notice is that the women or the mothers of the kids in the class would always huddle up in one section of the hall. And what I noticed is that women would always compare themselves to the other women. They would make comments like, man, she just had a child and she bounced back already. Or, she had on a outfit that showed that the baby weight had fallen off. And as much as they grin and laugh and have the conversation amongst themselves, in the quiet time when she's alone, I'm sure she kind of thinks again, why is she losing weight so fast, but I still have these 60 pounds stuck on me? That's not a fair comparison, ladies, for you to put yourself in. Everybody's body is different. So, put in the work and do the things that you need to do in order to get that weight off. But also stop comparing, because it's just not healthy for you to do things like that. So moms, your job is thankless. There's a lot of things that you go through. And, thank God that we have mothers who are strong and resilient enough to fight through these things. So to keep in mind, the mothers are dealing with mom guilt. They're dealing with sleep deprivation. They're dealing with balancing their family and work life. They're dealing with being a primary caregiver. They're dealing with the glass ceiling. They're dealing with violence against women. They're dealing with self-worth and body image. And all those things, whether she mentions it or not, are the things that she's going through. So while you're looking at her, asking her to cook a meal or put a Band-Aid on a boo-boo, these are some of the things that she's going through that she may mention or may not mention. And guys, it's our job as her partner to make sure that she feels supported, loved, and cared for, especially when she gets into that space. Another issue that moms deal with is they carry the mental load. So how many moms out there can list 1,001 things they need to get done this week? How about next week? How about the week after that? When we talk about mental load, we're talking about all those details that mom just, quote unquote, just take care of. They have to remember scheduling doctor's appointments. They have to remember to call Aunt Susie for her birthday or send her a card. They have to remember which one of the kids' friends have a peanut allergy. Moms basically carry all this information in their head and are typically responsible for making sure that nothing is getting missed. And God forbid if she misses one thing, how bad she beats herself up, because she probably misses things from time to time because she's overwhelmed. She's got 1,000,001 details that she's got to remember, and it fuels the stress and starts this guilt thing within herself all over again. Now, another thing that she has to deal with is parenting solo. What if she doesn't have the support system of a boyfriend, husband, father figure, or a baby daddy? If you are a single mom out there and listening from the sound of my voice, I have to give you major respect, love, and props, because it's already difficult being a mother when you have a partner, but it makes it doubly difficult to do all of those things without a partner. So she's dealing with the sleep deprivation. She really doesn't have anybody to allow her to take a nap or take a few minutes to unplug. Another thing that she's dealing with is financial insecurity. Normally in a typical relationship, there's two incomes coming into the house, but if she's a single mom, she's responsible to make sure everything is good to go. If you were born or raised by a single mom, you know what I'm talking about. So guys, if you have a child with a woman and you're not in her life, but you care about the child, do everything that you can to do to help her out financially. I know child support is a thing that guys do, but if you have the means, try to take it to another level, an extra $20 here or there. Help her out financially, because when you're not with your child, man, she's the one that's shaping who your child is ultimately going to end up being. The solo mom also has to deal with battles with the ex. And going back to what I said earlier about exposing children to grown folk situations, what we need to do, if you are dealing with an ex situation as a single mom, if at all possible, if you can put aside the anger, the hurt, the resentment, or any of the negative vibes that you feel towards the ex, and direct positive energy towards the children or towards the child, you'll be moving in the right direction. And guys, if you are dealing with that baby mama drama, or so to speak, rather than dealing with the outer sources, dig deep and find out where that drama is coming from, and do your best, try not to react. Be the support that she needs, and even though you guys aren't together, it's really not about you and her so much as it is about your child. Plus, raising a child and maintaining a home is difficult, and it's even more difficult to do it effectively and to do it right. When standards aren't met, some moms take it so hard that it affects their physical and mental well-being. Gender roles and expectations. Women are expected to pretty much still maintain the 1950s status quo of what rules are supposed to be. But they face gender-based discrimination. They face abuse and unrealistic expectations. Women are routinely paid less than men for the same job. They are penalized for taking maternity leave, and they are discriminated against just because they have children. Businesses, as unfortunate as this may be, they view men as the breadwinners. But when women work, they view women working as just getting extra money. So while I may sound like I'm beating up the guys, for the guys that pitch in and change diapers, cook meals, do laundry, or do what is quote unquote mom duty, I want to give you props for actually being able to step in and do that. She has the majority of women are still viewed and expected to do all of the female roles. What does that mean specifically? The female roles mean that she's cleaning the house. She's cleaning after the kids. She's cooking. She's shopping. She's doing laundry. And guys, she's trying to take care of you. But when it comes to stuff like this, most women suffer in silence. And when they suffer in silence, there's a higher rate of depression, there's a higher rate of anxiety, and there's a higher rate of exhaustion. Keep that in mind. So when she says she's tired, it's not because she's lazy. It's because she's dealing with the mom guilt. She's dealing with sleep deprivation. She's dealing with the glass ceiling at the job. She's dealing with getting passed over for promotions. She's dealing with a sick parent. She's dealing with the child and the behavior and the people at the schools, and the list goes on and on and on. Guys, do everything you can to take a little bit off of her plate. And if you're doing that stuff already, then props to you, my brothers, for being, mentally in tune with what needs to happen in your life. With that being said, I want to throw another shout out to another friend of Just a Thought. I want to shout out this new place that I discovered recently called The Brunch Spot, located in Lawrenceville. They have all the traditional brunch favorites, and they have some specialties also, like the Dolce waffles, salmon and pasta, and omelets. And even they have omelets from around the world, like the Indian Burji Paw, or the Mexican huevos rancheros. They have a brunch cocktail menu, including the mimosas. They have specialty drinks like the French Toast White Russian. So I invite you to come check them out for brunch, dinner, or even a date night. If you're in the Atlanta area, take her to this place for Mother's Day. Hours are Monday through Thursday, 8 to 3, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. And I'm told that the Monday through Thursday, you might want to give them a call early because they are extremely busy, and make sure that you can get in and get a seat. And I believe they do take reservations. The brunch spot is located at 3370 Sugarloaf Parkway, Suite G5, and the phone number is 470-514-5866. That's 470-514-5866. Or you can find them on the web at www.thebrunchspotga.com. That's www.thebrunchspotga.com. There is no excuse not to give these people a try. They offer takeout. They got the Grubhub, the DoorDash, the Uber Eats, or you can go in and eat. And it's a beautiful location. So, again, give them a call at 470-514-5866. So, with everything being said, after commercial break, we're going to look at some ways on how to help mothers cope and what we can do as guys to, not only grow decent children, but show the support to our moms, our wives, our baby mothers in these challenging days. We'll be right back after these messages.
Give it to me, do it to me, give it to me. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. The way you make me feel.
Do you like music like this? That's right, I'm asking you. Do you like music like this? Then why have you not been to Sophisticated Saturday as yet? That's right, each and every third Saturday of the month, we call it Sophisticated Saturdays. Where we keep it at? Caribbeanlifetv Studios. 6254 Memorial Drive is the only place to be each and every third Saturday of the month. So if you want to celebrate your birthday, if you just want to come hang out and have some fun with grown people having big fun, Sophisticated Saturdays is the only place to be. It's brought to you by yours truly, DJ Reds, and my boy, Mr. B. Sophisticated Saturdays, every third Saturday of the month, 6254 Memorial Drive is where the grown people go and have good, clean fun. Every third Saturday of the month, man. The way you make me feel, I'm just going to have fun. I'll see you there, Sophisticated Saturdays. I got you.
That's just how we roll.
Let me tell you who I'm rolling with. I am rolling with the Dot Experiment. I don't know if you ever heard of them before, but the Dot Experiment is here to help you with all your cell phone and computer needs. The Dot Experiment is here for all your tech, all your software problems, whether it's the storage full, your laptop won't boot, or you're just tired of your current setup, or you're just looking for tech support. The Dot Experiment is the only way to go. Call them today, 404-259-1343, or you can email them at support@thedotexperiment.com for a free consultation. Don't waste your money buying tech stuff and tech software that you don't understand and don't know how to use. Contact the Dot Experiment, the professionals in fixing all your stuff, man. So before you buy that cell phone, before you get that computer, contact the Dot Experiment. It's the only way to go. I'm telling you, that's how we roll it over here.
It's on tonight.
Everything you've given me, I always keep it inside. You're the driving force in my life. Yeah. There isn't anything or anyone that I could be, and it just wouldn't feel right. Never didn't have you by my side. Oh, you were there for me to love and care for me when skies were gray. Whenever I was down, you were always there to comfort me. No one else can be what you have been to me. You will always be. You will always be the girl in my life for all time. Mama, mama, you know I love you. Ooh, you know I love you, mama. Mama, you're the queen of my heart. Your love is like tears from the stars. Yes, it is. Mama, I just want you to know, loving you is like food to my soul. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh. You're always down for me, have always been around for me, even when I was bad. You've shown me right from my wrongs. Yes, you did. And you took up for me when everyone was down on me. You always did understand. You gave me strength to go on. There were so many times looking back when I was so afraid. And then you come to me and say to me, I could face anything. And no one else can do what you've done for me. You'll always be, you will always be the girl in my life. Ooh, oh, mama, mama, you know I love you. You know I love you. You know I love you.
And we are back. Again, I want to say happy Mother's Day to all the mothers that are tuned in today. Obviously, we want to, give you the words of affirmation and the appreciation for all that you do in our lives, how important you are. You are the bedrock and the cornerstone to who we ultimately become as people. I know that some of these words that we're using and all these flowers that we're pouring on you should be poured on you more often than they actually are. So today we're going to get a little bit mushy and really raise up our mothers who really do everything for us. The fact that they have to deal with the mom guilt, the fact that they deal with sleep deprivation, the fact that they have to balance the family and work. They're always the primary caregiver. They're dealing with the glass ceiling in the workplace. They face violences. They're concerned about their self-worth and their body image. These are just some of the things that they kind of deal with and suffer with, and sometimes they may not even tell us. They carry on the mental load. They look out for the aging parents, and they show care for everyone. And to the single moms, a double hats off to you guys, because now you're doing the job of two people. And guys, don't leave her out there on your own or on her own. Help her out any way that you can. Find a way to look past your own issues and problems and be the man that you're supposed to be in relation to your child. Please put that stuff, that personal grown folk stuff aside. And then as far as the gender roles, if at all possible, I know a lot of guys claim to be chefs and can cook a meal for her, do something for her, and not just on Mother's Day weekend, but do it on a random Tuesday, because, moms have such a full plate. I think they would be nicer to you as a guy if you would alleviate a little bit of that stress. So, I don't want to beat the guys up, but I'm speaking from experience. I once upon a time was that guy that wasn't, mindful of the unspoken things that she goes through. But this is a Mother's Day gift that you can give her 365 days a year. And, I think she will appreciate it. So, yeah, you still got to go to the mall and deal with the crowds, especially on Mother's Day. But if you put these little actions in place day in and day out, Not only will she be a better mother for your children, but she would also probably be nicer to you and give you the things that you seek out of her. As I mentioned earlier today, if you don't want to deal with the mall, if you don't want to deal with the crowds and the busy stores, swing on by CLTV today. We got Chef Faith Crystal here with some dinner plates. We have Neville Designs here with the baskets for the mothers. Instead of going to, Lenox Mall or going to, some of the other malls here in Atlanta, stop on by here on Memorial Drive and hook your mom up. I promise you, you won't be waiting in line the way you will. You won't have to, struggle to find a parking spot. You're not going to struggle with people stepping on your new Timbs at the mall. So stop on by. They got some really nice things that will make your mom feel not only loved, but appreciated. To move on in our discussion today, we want to talk a little bit about how we can help our mothers. What are some of the things that we can do to make her life a little bit easier? And the first thing we should probably focus on is believing them. When a mother tells you that something is wrong, believe them. It's not a mansplaining. It's not this long conversation about what, where, and why. But if she tells you that she's not feeling well and she doesn't give you enough description or doesn't explain it well enough to you, do what you can do to step in and help her out. If she's having complications after childbirth, or if she's facing postpartum, be that support system that she needs. And guys, stop belittling the mothers by making insensitive comments. Don't comment about her weight. She already is dealing with that, looking at Sierra's picture after the third child she had, losing weight almost instantly. So, remind her of her exterior beauty. And guys, if you don't see the exterior beauty, remind her of her interior beauty. Another way that we can help the moms out is to avoid toxic positivity. Now, you may say, what is that? Toxic positivity is the extreme preference for positive emotions while ignoring or rejecting anything negative. So let me ask you a few questions, and ladies, tell me if this sounds anything like you. Are you the lady that constantly has the brave face or the poker face? You might have the weight on your world. You might be going through hell and back, but no one is able to tell because you're able to hide it. Guys, if you see that, if your girl is anything like that, create a space for her to have a safe landing place to explain to you why she has a poker face and why she feels the way she feels. She's always trying to find the silver lining in every situation, though. Some situations are simply tragic, and there is no silver lining to be found. If you're the type of mom that only sees the good in people, as nice as that is to hear and to see, all people aren't nice. Take people for who they are at face value. Moms have the tendency of giving people the benefit of the doubt, even when they don't deserve it. That's a correction that we need to really take a look at between this Mother's Day and next year. Mothers also go through life ignoring their feelings. Your feelings are valid. They mean something. And hopefully you have a place to vent and to share those deep down emotions that really have got you out of balance. Share them with your significant other. Share them with a sister or a friend. But find a way or an outlet for you to get that stuff off your chest, because those things affect how you ultimately end up parenting. Please find a way, ladies, not to bottle up your emotions and pretend like everything is okay, even when it's not. Let's just be honest with what the situation is. Obviously, you're going to navigate and do well, but, let's take things at face value for what they are. Another thing that we can do to help our mothers out is to provide flexibility. So if you are an employer, if you own a business, you have an expectant mother working in your office or at your warehouse or wherever, maybe consider giving her an opportunity to work from home occasionally or perhaps always. Flexibility to have a middle of a day appointment. Don't guilt her because she has to take her child to the doctor at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and the office closes at 5 or 6. You know, her first priority is the child, and you should be mindful of that. But just because she takes some time off to take the child to the doctor, or she has to go to a school play or event in the middle of the day, when she returns back to work, don't guilt her or make her feel bad for her being present in her child's life. So yeah, another thing that we need to do is listen to her stories without interjecting. In other words, stop over talking her. Let her say what she has to say. Ask a few other questions. And one thing that I like to do is, and so what else is on your mind? And just let her go. And you'd be surprised that just by asking that question, guys, how much more intel that you get within her psyche. You're not trying to overtalk her or tell her what to do, but she starts to feel a little bit of care coming from you because she finally feels heard. So it's not necessary to share stories with a mom, especially if she's venting. In other words, just listen and shut up. That's very easy. Another thing that we need to help moms out with is respecting her parenting decisions. Unless they are explicitly asked for your opinion, don't give it. If she didn't ask you, just keep your mouth shut. How they feed their baby, whether or not they are employed, if and how they sleep, train their baby, it's all her deal. It's her personal decision. Please don't make them doubt themselves any more than they already do. You know, moms, they typically have a program in their house, and if you don't follow that program, she gets a little out of sorts. She spends hour on top of hour putting together that program to make sure the kid looks good when they go out in public, to make sure that they're fed, to make sure that they act, properly, because your children are a reflection of how the mother raises them. And as unfair as that is, and as an active father, that kind of stinks for mothers. I would kind of be mad if the shoe was on the other foot. So, be mindful of her decisions and let her roll. As long as she's not doing anything to hurt the child, and she's truly coming from a place of love and compassion and understanding, believe me, she's not trying to make her child look bad, because she will catch the heat when people start talking. Another thing that moms tend to carry is this thing I call superwoman syndrome. And so to take that away, do what you can to cook her a meal, or at least try. Worst case scenario, call our friends at the brunch spot. Go get some takeout. Spoil her, take care of her. It only costs you a few bucks. Go ahead and do it. I'm starting to see some comments in the chat here. Thank you for agreeing. Secret of an educator. Guys, we're tough. We're in our own head, and sometimes we're viewed as weak if we kind of look at the perspective of what our mothers, girlfriends, and wives are going through. But in fact, you're actually stronger if you can get out of your male ego and take a look at all of the things that she's going through. Because as I've been saying all along, sometimes women express these frustrations, but many times they carry it inside themselves, and you have no clue except for the fact that when she starts yelling at you. So, recognize that moms have this S on their chest. Guys, some of the things that you can do to help around the house, like I said, cook a meal. Other than the guy duties of cutting the grass and taking out the trash, you can fold some clothes. You can put some clothes in the laundry. You can wash some dishes. Most people have a dishwasher, so bro, all you got to do is rinse them and hit a button. It's that simple. So these things that I've talked about and that I've listed are gifts that we can give to our mothers on a daily basis. And I encourage you to start today. It's not even Mother's Day yet, but let's start acknowledging and giving our mothers the love that they definitely need and want and deserve to have. We're getting close to the end of our program today, so I want to share some final thoughts. And I entitled this A Mother's Day Tribute. You can see this video in its entirety on TikTok. My handle is Just a Thought J Spate 70. That's Just a Thought J Spate 70 on TikTok. But this is a Mother's Day tribute and another set of flowers that I want to share with the moms before we go today. So, to all the moms, mamas, mas, or any other form of mother, I wish you a sincere, warm wish for a happy Mother's Day. Without you, we would miss out on your hugs, your kisses, your essence. Without you, we would miss you as our protector, as our counselor, and as our bodyguard. Without you, we will miss out on the one-on-one times you made us feel special. We'll miss out on all the times that you nursed us back to health. And just know you are so, so appreciated. And definitely you need to hear these words more often than just today. From this guy's perspective, though, being a mom is beyond a full-time job. When the child is a baby, mom is right there to change the diapers, to give a baby a bath, to feed them, to clothe them, doctor's appointments, and to maintain a home. And God forbid if she has older kids, her job is never done. Great mothers and all mothers are the CEO of their household, and they have rules. They have schedules that may get on your nerves, and they get mad as hell if you don't stay on her program. So guys, stay on the program. One of the greatest gifts, though, for all involved is the mother's love, because it is through her love that we learn how to love others. Now, I need to chill and not be so mushy. As our mother grows older, or as we grow older, the role of a mother changes. We now think we're the smartest person in the room. We become disrespectful towards her. You grow some cojones and try to decide to thrust your anger and frustrations on her, and you speak to her in disrespectful ways. This is the woman who carried you for 9 months. You disrespect all that she has done for you, how you changed her body, how you changed her mind. And no matter what silly things you get caught up in, no matter how terribly you speak to her, no matter how bad you treat her, the one person that is always there without a shadow of a doubt is who? That's right, her, mom. As you grow older, if you have the opportunity to be around her, soak up as much time as you can with her. And even if she lives far away from you, with today's technology, there is no excuse not to stay in touch. If she happens to have health problems, or if it seems like she moves a little bit slower, stop being annoyed because you think she's moving too slow. Show her the same love she showed you when you couldn't do for yourself, because one day she's going to be gone. And for those of you, if your mother is no longer with us in spirit, she actually is. If you find yourself remembering a funny story or a good or bad memory, for that brief moment in time, she still lives. If you find yourself yelling at your kids and using the phrases or some words that your mom used to yell at you with, she's living. It's the 1,000,001 things that she did over the course of your life or our lives that keeps her alive. So even if your mom is gone, she still lives through you. She lives through your kids. She lives through your brothers and sisters. She lives through all of you. And as long as they are on your mind, as long as you think about them, she still lives. So today I want to honor a woman who has the hardest job, bar none, in the world. It's unpaid. It's unappreciated in some cases. And I want to leave you with this final thought. If this woman is willing to clean your poop and make your soup, then this is a hell of a woman. Again, happy Mother's Day. I want to send out a couple thanks to Fixed Learning LLC. We mentioned them last week. If you're in need of resumes or rebranding and getting ready for the workforce and the job force, Fixed Learning LLC is a company that you want to get in touch with. I want to give some thanks out to DJ Rez for mixing in the mother songs and helping me put this production together. Hopefully we put you in a place of feeling good about your mothers and moms. We love you. We care about you. And some of these things I'm saying from a guy's perspective, and I'm probably making some guys mad, but oh well. These are the things that we definitely need to keep in mind when we're addressing our mothers. And we want to thank Kevin Scott for the webpage. Again, check my webpage out at www.jeffreyspeaks. That's Jeffrey, Jeffrey, Speaks, USA.com. Before we go, I'm noticing here we got a few comments that I want to acknowledge before we get out of here. Christina Potter, thank you for your comment. It's definitely the little things. Guys, it's not a long-winded conversation. It's just, wiping off a table, putting a load of laundry in the dryer, little simple things. My cousin Sinbad, Anthony, thank you again for showing up. I appreciate your love and support. Moms, biological moms, stepmoms, adopted moms. If you carry that title of mom, you too are also appreciated. And even for the moms that haven't had their children yet, you deserve to be recognized as a mother, because I'm telling you, once you have that child, it's going to be one of the hardest jobs you ever had, but it's also going to be one of the most rewarding. If you enjoy the show today, please make sure to rewatch it, because I know we posted again. Make sure to remember that Just a Thought is going to be back here with you next Saturday, 12 to 1. We'd love to get our followership up, so please like, comment, and share. You can also see a replay of this on the website again, jeffreyspeaksusa.com. Make sure to check out the content and stay plugged in. As we said in week 1, Just a Thought is about improvement. There's a little bit of motivation mixed in, but today we want to, kind of put that aside and recognize the most important woman in our lives. So that would be you, mama, madre, mother, mommy, however you're called. We appreciate all of your efforts and everything that you do. And from, us at Just a Thought, we love and appreciate you, and keep doing what you're doing. With that said, we're gonna get out of here. Have a good week, and especially have a great Mother's Day. And guys, everything that I said, let's lift our mothers up and put them on the throne as a true queen that they deserve to be. With that said, I'm all talked out. I'll catch you next week. Peace.
And who thinking elementary? Hey, I see the penitentiary one day, running from the police. That's right. Mama catch me, put a whooping to my backside. And even as a crack fiend, mama, you always was the black queen.